Okay, so this is a video I just reshared about the IEPs. And she's like, I said, and that's why I'm creating this IEP program with this IEP lawyer so people and we could help families and teachers and schools understand the freaking that it's legally binding. You need to be providing these services, okay? So, yes, the parents, you guys have so much to say, guys. And I understand it's not your fault that you guys don't understand how to advocate for your child, especially in the school setting, because nobody explains what an IEP is. And trust me, the teachers don't even know how to set it up, okay? So, there's something in place that no one is teaching the other of. So nobody knows their rights because they don't know what's on the other end and what's available to them. They don't understand what they have legally because obviously nobody want the person that would be responsible if they were illegal would be the school party that should be letting them know, like, yeah, by law we have to provide this. Okay, you see what I'm saying? So it's kept hush hush unless you know about it because you're actually learned about it because you educated yourself to know how to navigate it. And like I said, I didn't start understanding what about the IEP until I was in my almost 30s when I started getting into schools. Like I know IEP exists and I went to them. Actually, I'm lying. I understood it because my family was fighting for years, advocating for their child, and IEP never changed for 3 years. Yes, they make you fight. And it's so fucked up because it's like years go by before anything makes, and the families every single day fighting with the lorries, like it's expensive. Like you guys, school districts don't understand the damage like on the in the home side of the families that like there's money involved. It's all expensive. It comes out some money. So anyways, she says, it's evident that you truly care and are passionate about autism care / advocacy. Are you kidding me? This is this is why I'm creating my platform. I want to make ABA made easy for everyone because I know there's no sources out there for you guys to understand it in a nice way to swallow so parents could comprehend. So I'm making it easy, but not only by sharing my resources, by sharing everyone else's resources in the ABA field that can contribute to our community to make us a better place. We are not competing with nobody here. We need to collaborate and build a freaking empire and make a unit and make the change and make it available so that people can access it and multiple people can access it and everyone's on the same page. Hello? You need to embrace learning opportunities. It's okay to be wrong. Or maybe you didn't have a different perspective and now someone shared it with you and now you could change your behavior. Well, you decide if you want to change your behavior, but now you're more mindful and wiser. You see what I mean? So I've been working on this. I got my first partnership of my business was for my IEP goals. I have 7 categories that I created that I know that our learners struggle with and that schools need to focus on, because if you don't have these 7 areas under control, this child should not be in the school. 100%. Dead ass. So you need to understand nothing's going to get done in the classroom unless the behavior is in control. And when I say in control, like, oh, you're trying to make them normal. No, you know what? Okay, if you call this normal, yeah, not running out of the classroom. Oh, when he's told no or he's ignored because somebody else out of the 30 kids, the teacher picked on somebody else and he was so inflexible that he got so mad and he started tearing up the whole room. So yeah, instead of your child doing that, we could teach them to not do that and communicate their needs and work on their emotional regulation and learn how to advocate for themselves and learn to be flexible, especially since they're in an environment for 6.5 hours a day without their parent navigating them. So there's an adult that needs to actually teach them these skills, because who's going to do it? Not the parent. The parent's at work until 5 o'clock, and then by the time they get home, they got to wash and clean and cook a meal. So they're again, and then they do the nighttime routine, and then the kids are sleeping, unless they're not sleeping at night. You see what I mean? But like during waking hours, from that child is from 3 to 21. They're with a complete stranger 5 days a week for the majority of their life, and obviously they're in an environment where there constantly has to be socialization because there's 26 people in the room and there's an adult and there's authoritative figures, so principal, teachers, whoever. Yeah, do you understand the whole perspective? You're getting a little piece of a learner's day and contingencies that you have to be mindful of, because this is an intensive program, because it's a shape that says that you can't teach somebody a skill overnight. They need ample opportunities naturalistically so they know how to generalize that skill and carry it over like behavioral cusp. You see what I mean? So you really need to, anyways, my whole point is, when I launched my business, before I even launched my business, I landed my first partnership, and it's with a special needs platform offering my AP goals, because I knew that that was a huge area that I want to help and support and bring attention to, because I have a platform that I can share my knowledge and give perspective so people could be more aware of the resources and education that they don't have right now, and perspectives. That's it. So yes, I do truly care, because I want to share the stories of the learners that I've had, because they're not going to be able to tell you their story, but I can, especially early on in their years, early intervention, elementary school. Yeah. These are, this kid that's in 5th grade right now, that's destroying the room and throwing staplers and biting people, he's going to be 15 one day, and stronger and taller and heavier and faster. You see what I mean? So you need to focus on emotional regulation and advocacy and functional communication training early on, ASAP, because it does take a while for that to be maintained and then generalized across settings and then across people and so on and so forth. So yes, I'm very passionate, and I can't wait to launch. It should be coming out in April. That's the end goal. But my whole thing is, I actually started this thing with me. It was just me. And then I'm like, how can I make this greater? And then I found an IEP lawyer, and I told her, like, listen, I have this opportunity. I would love to bring you on board so you could be a part of this, because I feel like we can make a good team, because we're bringing the legalese, and I'm sharing behavioral perspectives, but also I'm giving all the teachers like accommodation, 30 accommodations, 30 modifications. I'm giving you 21 case studies of how these different behaviors can be influenced and how you can modify and adapt the environment by using these strategies. Giving you perspective so you could really understand how certain learners are. Okay? Everyone is individualized, but if you have a learner that does this type of behavior, this is how you address it. If you have a learner that does this type of behavior, this is how we address it. Okay? Yes. And then you generalize it to every learner, but at least you're aware of the different type of behaviors to be mindful of that can exist in a classroom. Do you see what I mean? My whole goal is to empower you to get through an IEP so that you know that you're equipped with all the skills and strategies and tools and recommendations and tips and stuff for you to navigate in your environment when you find an opportunity, to see if it fits and if it's working. So it's like, get these tools, try these strategies out the way. If they work, they work. If they don't, okay. Now you got a whole list of things that you could try when you find yourself an opportunity to shape a behavior. Okay. Is the math mathing? But yeah, I cannot wait for, and then my friend Martin Myers, mind you, I just started my business September, and I interviewed a bunch of BCBAs, and Martin Myers, he is probably my favorite conversation. And he's got the dopest goal bank, okay? So especially since he's been in the field for a while and I'm like a newbie, so it was cool, and like how we like saw the same perspective and was like, okay, yes, all right, if I have the same mentality as you in perspective, then like, oh shit, I'm goody, because he's been in the field forever, and it's like, okay, we get it, right? All right, we're not bugging. Yes, I know. So anyways, on this platform, if you have a program that you think would be amazing and you can publish it, and school districts and clinics would love to be subscribed to your program, come in contact with me, and I will happily guide you to a direction where you can have the audience so that they know that it's available and you have an opportunity to push your stuff. Not only your platform, but you get it published. Okay? So anyways, for the IEP program, usually for their platform, you need at least 500 goals to be in their library. And I only have my 175. Martin Myers has a library, a behavioral mastery library of 3,000 plus goals, and he has them set up so that there's prerequisites. So if you want to master this goal, this learner must have this, at least have mastered these skills, because these are the foundational skills and blocks that they need to get to this master discipline. So it's like, you can't, there's no way that you can't master. Are you kidding me? You'd be flying through programs, and like the kid will have the opportunity to really help generalize that skill in different environments because of the prerequisites, right? And you're like, well, what are prerequisites? Okay, concepts. Those are prerequisites. Do they know what on top of? Do they know prepositions? Do they know safety measures, hot, cold, or slow and fast? Or like how to turn the dial, how to make the water when they're, if you wanted to have take a bath independently, how are you going to know what's too hot and what's too cold? They have to be taught, knowing how to, that water is too hot, that's not safe, versus that water is freezing. Why are you taking a frozen shower? Because they don't know that they could change the dial. You see what I mean? So anyways, I want to add him now to my goal with the lawyer. So now it's like we have the support, we have the legalese, and now we have the ultimate goal bank for school districts and clinics to subscribe to, and everyone wins. So that's my goal. Ultimate. It should be launching in April.